After the dust of World War II settled, a new kind of conflict emerged, one fought not with armies clashing on open fields, but with spies, propaganda, and the constant, terrifying threat of nuclear annihilation. This was the Cold War, a decades-long standoff between the world's two new superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. Imagine a world split in two. On one side, the West, led by the United States, championing capitalism and democracy. On the other, the East, dominated by the Soviet Union, promoting communism. This division wasn't just ideological. It was physical. Winston Churchill famously called it an iron curtain descending across Europe, separating nations and families. The conflict began almost immediately after World War II. The Soviet Union established communist governments in Eastern European countries, creating a buffer zone against the West. In response, the United States launched the Marshall Plan to rebuild Western Europe and contain the spread of communism. This policy of containment would define American foreign policy for the next 40 years. The world held its breath during moments of extreme tension. The Berlin airlift saw the West supplying a blockaded West Berlin entirely by air. The Korean War became the first major armed clash of the era, a proxy war where the superpowers backed opposing sides. Then came the space race, a competition for technological and ideological supremacy that put a man on the moon. And most terrifyingly, the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962 brought the world to the very brink of nuclear war, a moment that exposed just how fragile peace truly was. The conflict wasn't just fought with threats. It was a battle for hearts and minds. Both sides used propaganda, espionage, and cultural influence to sway global opinion. From Hollywood films to the Olympic Games, every arena became a battlefield for this ideological struggle. The Vietnam War became another brutal proxy conflict, deeply dividing American society and showcasing the devastating human cost of this global rivalry. By the 1980s, cracks began to appear in the Soviet bloc. Economic stagnation, coupled with a costly arms race and a disastrous war in Afghanistan, weakened the Soviet Union from within. The reformist policies of Mikhail Gorbachev, known as glasnost and perestroika, opened the door for change. The climax was breathtakingly swift. In 1989, the Berlin Wall, the most potent symbol of the Cold War, came crashing down. One by one, the communist regimes of Eastern Europe collapsed. Finally, in 1991, the Soviet Union itself dissolved, officially ending the Cold War. The world that emerged was dramatically different. The United States stood as the sole superpower, and a new era of globalization began. But the legacy of the Cold War endures, shaping the geopolitical landscape, international alliances, and the lingering presence of nuclear arsenals that continue to remind us of this long, tense chapter in human history. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey through history interesting, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the events that shaped our world.